Local 3 weather app now.
Okay, we're going to talk gardening a little bit and community a little bit because our next guests bring the two together. If you are a gardener out there, you're probably hoping that you can just get through the month of August and into September, and then the fun of fall planting begins. So with that, let's usher in our next guests who are here with the Hamilton County Health Department. Renee Craig is with the Health Department, and she'll be talking about their Step 1 teaching gardens, right? You're the manager of the program.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're introducing Chris Marinello, who is the coordinator for that program. So nice to see you both.
Very good to see you.
I think I'm a bit of a gardener, so that's kind of my philosophy. I just threw it into your own this morning. But if you can just get through the summer heat, once you hit September, October, it's prime planting season.
Absolutely. Cool season, vegetable time.
Which is logical then because y'all are accepting grants, right? Applications rather, for these grants to help people do teaching gardens.
Yes, since 2008 we started a Step 1 Teaching Garden Grant Program, and we award $1,000 grants through an application process for groups and organizations that want to start their own instructional gardens.
I love it.
Yes, and so we've awarded these at schools, libraries, nonprofit organizations, anyone with a vision to start an instructional garden to help raise awareness to the health benefits of gardening and nutrition. We encourage them to apply.
Those health benefits are so much more even than just the physical nutritional health. It's mental health too, right, Chris? When you're out and working in that soil, you just kind of have this ability to relax.
Oh yes, most certainly. And then with that, communicative skills as well, teamwork, relationship building are also strong indicators we look at.
So, okay, let's talk some nuts and bolts first of all, because it is, if you've ever done a grant before, you've got to get those applications in and then finalize. You're accepting or awarding 10 grants, is that
Up to
correct?
10, correct.
And the application deadline, Chris, is when?
September the 7th.
Okay, so it's not far away.
No, ma'am.
What do they need to do to apply?
To apply, you can go to our website, health.hamiltontn.org. You can contact myself. I'll give the contact information later to apply for the grant.
Okay, so you mentioned the $1,000, Renee. If you work with the right people, that money can stretch.
It can. It's a little bit different. Christopher and I have been doing the research. Back in 2019, 2020, $1,000, you could build approximately 4 raised beds, put the soil in, get them planted. We're doing the research now, it looks like it's more like 3 raised beds, but you would be amazed at how much you can grow and the different varieties of herbs and vegetables that you can grow in 3 raised beds.
Okay, but so I'm interested in this because if you know what you're doing, you certainly know how to pack that punch.
Yes.
So for people who are applying for this and maybe they don't know a lot yet about gardening, but they're wanting to learn as they teach, do you have resources that you partner with?
Yeah, we have some wonderful community partners, and we always encourage people to reach out. UT Ag Extension, Crabtree Farms is a great resource for education with that. So we are, and then we'll do research as well to try and give information to them. We are there in a support role. We want these gardens to be successful throughout Hamilton County.
Right. So with the applications, Christopher, do you have to know how to write a grant, or you've already gotten the grant money, people just need to put in their own application, is that correct?
Correct, they need to put their applications in. The application follows, it's kind of similar to a traditional grant process. Once we receive that information, then the most competitive applicants, we will judge those.
And I would think since y'all do this every year, if you are a person, if you're a group awarded this year, probably a good bit of that money will be used for the infrastructure.
Correct.
So then the next year,
this is what, back in about, I think it was 2014, I had been working with the gardens for about 2 years on this grant process. Sustainability is always an issue with the garden, especially when we're looking at lower income neighborhoods and things like that. So I didn't want to leave them behind after a year, so we started the Sustainability Grant Program. So if your garden is successful the first year, and by successful we don't mean had a wonderful crop.
Right.
It's was leadership in place, was the programming for the education in place. You can then apply for up to 2 years for a $250 sustainability grant.
Oh, that's great. And when you are talking about a teaching garden, it's teaching more than just how to plant the broccoli.
We are amazed. Every garden has its own personality. And I love that about it. So like in elementary schools, it might be a multi-curriculum approach where the art teacher helps decorate the garden beds, and the science teacher does, you know, the science is behind it, and the math teacher. Daycares use it for colors and numbers.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and then even some of our older adults, you know, like cooking classes to teach nutritional cooking based off the garden. It is up to their vision as
Right.
to how they want the garden.
Yeah, there are a lot. We talk with a lot of retirement, independent living communities on the show, and a lot of them now are having gardens because, for one thing, people move in and they miss having their own soil to till.
We hear that a lot too,
Yeah.
and we highly encourage them to apply for the grants as well. We don't want people to think these are just for children. Even as adults, we have a lot to learn about the benefits of good nutrition and growing our own food.
Okay, so once they get their applications in by September 7th,
Correct.
then the grant money or the awarding occurs like a week or two later?
We will announce the awards by the end of September.
Okay.
And then from that date until May 30th, Christopher will be their personal shopper.
That is
Indeed.
so fun.
Yeah.
The timing is perfect
Yes.
because that's right about the time to start getting those mounds dug up and begin your garden.
Exactly.
ma'am.
So you mentioned your contact information. We already have it ready to share with people.
Oh,
so can we
fantastic.
do that?
Yes, most certainly.
So his email is cmarinello, just like it sounds, at hamiltontn.gov. You also can call them at the health department. It's 209-8247 if that's easier for you to remember. And his name again is Christopher Marinello. And what you're asking about is the Step 1 Teaching Gardens grant program.
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you
you.
so much.
Plant some broccoli for me.
Your time is important. Local 3 News Today has everything you need to start your busy day. What's happening now?